Hi, my name is Steve Faulkner and this is Real Magic Review, and this week we are going to be reviewing Silhouette by Tobias Dostal. But first of all, a couple of things to say. Please do like and subscribe. That really supports this review show. What I found recently is that I've struggled with time to sometimes get the reviews out every week. I have got them out every week, but they're taking more and more time because I like to really play with the stuff that I'm reviewing, even if I can't get out and perform it. So if you want to support the show, please like and subscribe. That's the first thing you can do. The other thing is you can share it on social media. So if you like it and you think other people might like it, if you can just share it and say, hey, there's this review show, you might want to check it out if you're into magic. That would be wonderful, maybe on the forums and stuff. And the other way you can support it is to go and check out cardmagiccourse.com. Now, you know, the members on Card Magic Course love the course, so I've no doubt you're going to love it, but it's a good way of supporting the show. You know, a lot of people with Patreon and stuff ask people to pay, you know, $20 a month, and they get a little bit of extra for you know, for $9.99, that's pounds. You get over 100, well, I think it's over 200 videos now of all the card moves you'll ever want to do, and obviously you can request stuff as well. So that's a really good way. The two things kind of feed each other. Really important to say that Vanishing Ink, you know, share this on their blog and social media, which is great, but there's no way affiliated in the way that I'm not paid. And they hassle me and say you have to, you know, review your own stuff. Don't think that you know you got to do Vanishing Ink stuff and all that kind of thing. So just to clarify that, because a couple of people did ask, this is still completely independent. Those guys are amazing. They send me some stuff to review, as they did this week, and they share it, which is just wonderful. But you can help by sharing it too. So that's cardmagiccourse.com. Like, subscribe, and share. Thanks very much. Right, so Silhouette. I'm glad I've got this. I'm glad I've had a chance to play with it. This is. I always worry when you hear really good things straight away, and we had this with Flat Pack. Now I'm still struggling with Flat Pack. I do think it's a great effect, but I'm struggling with the use of it. And I said I'd do a catch-up video, but I don't know whether that's going. I don't know whether I'm going to put the time into it. People are having great fun with it, just maybe not for me. The Silhouette thing I thought might be a similar thing. You know, I saw that everybody saying it's brilliant, and then I started reading people saying, oh, I just received mine and I'm really not happy with this, what's all this shit? And I just kind of went, okay, is this good? I've got to be really honest about this. I've got to make sure I don't fall into that thing of just reviewing it because everybody else is saying it's good. Because if I'm not careful, I think we all do that. We get a bit of Emperor's New Clothes sometimes, and we can kind of, you know, everybody says something's good and we think it's good, and we get it home and realise it might not be. It's a bit like the Phantom Menace. You know, well, the first time I saw the Phantom Menace, if you're old enough, you know, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. The idea of there being a new Star Wars film was the most exciting thing in the world. And I remember I went to see it, and I came out, and me and my friends were going, yeah, it was good, wasn't it? And deep down we knew it wasn't. And then about 3 months later, we kind of went, I think we've got to accept that it was shocking. It was just this awful realization. And that I've definitely had that at magic conventions. You know, everybody's excited about a trick, and I get it home and I go, I bought this because everybody kind of said it was good. Do I really think it's good? And then after time, I don't. And we see it all come up on the second-hand sites, etc. So I didn't want this to be like this. And I have had a play with it, and for me, I'm going to be as honest as possible. So the effect, or the effects, are, it's a shadow thing, okay? So one of the things that people are liking about it is it's original. Now, we have had shadow stuff before. You know, Raymond Crowe, even though it's not really magic, his shadow routines are beautiful, amazing, and because he is a magician, we all saw that. And at conventions that came out. I think Ben Harris did a thing called Hole in the Head, which is using shadows. And there's always been a little bit of a fascination, I think, with using natural things, you know, like cloud busting. There's that Kent and Nepper thing with the cloud busting, when you're using clouds. Anything that's natural that you can appear to manipulate, I think, is going to get the attention of people. And that's very much what's happened here, obviously. Tobias Dostal has said he was inspired by Teller's beautiful routine with the rose, which is great for him to say that. And partly when I saw the ad, I was like, God, is that going to be a rip-off? And I think it's not going to be, because we all know what happens if that occurs, quite rightly. So I knew it was going to be something different. So like I said, the effects are you can do lots of things with this. So one of the things is that you can get your hand shadow on the wall, and you move your hand away and the shadow is still there. which has got a lovely nostalgia to it. It's almost like a Mary Poppins thing, you know, look in the mirror and you walk away from the mirror and Mary Poppins was still there. Very magical and a really cool little trippy thing there. There's an appearing card thing, which just looks brilliant. You know, you do a card trick, say exactly card, you vanish it and it appears on the shadow on the wall, and then it disappears from the shadow on the wall and appears in your hand. Because I love it when I think about these things, they make me smile. But that might be the caffeine. So there's this rose appearance, which I really like. You know, a hand with a rose appears on the wall, and you pluck the shadow of the rose away, and you've got this rose in your hand. This lovely impossible shadow where you kind of go, look, there's this shadow, and you're doing genuine shadows on the wall, and you say, look, I can't, this one's really difficult, I can't get my hands in the right position, and then it's like a shadow of C-3PO. There's clearly a silhouette of C-3PO with the eyes and everything. So loads and loads of stuff you can do with this, and a lot more routines. Great, and that's what you see on the ad, all right? So I'm not giving anything away, but we'll go to the good and the bad. The good things are, I really like what you receive in the post. So, and there's always this thing, isn't there? I mean, my friend said to me once, there's nothing worse than when you spend 100 quid and you get like a ping pong ball and a bit of elastic and a safety pin. But I opened this and I was expecting, because someone had said on the forums, I think it was on Facebook, I can't believe I've just received this, it's terrible, I'm sending it straight back, what a disappointment. And someone actually said to me, you might be a bit disappointed with it. I opened this box and sort of had a little chuckle to myself, and I really like what you get, okay? And it's not something you can bang together in half an hour. I mean, you know, if you're Andy, you sort of, but I think these things are really cool, and the first thing I got, you get a lot of them, and they're small, and I think because they're small, people have kind of thought they're lesser in some way, and I don't think it's like when you're a kid, right? You know, when you get a Christmas present and you just want a big Christmas present, it might be shit, it might be an empty box, but it's bigger the better, right? I want big presents, and then you realise it might not be bigger, might not be better. Like a new iPhone's quite cool, quite small. So I think people got this and went, oh, it's just some little things. And actually, if these were bigger, you'd go, oh, God, there's loads of them. There's quite a lot in here. There's quite a lot of different things you can do, and don't let size fool you. It's all relative, isn't it? You know. So me, not disappointed at all with what I get. You know, a really nice collection of things that I think are kind of cool and quite cute. I think it was almost as if some people expected to buy like a little box of shadows. I don't know, which you don't get that. You don't get the shadows, and I had all sorts of ideas what it was, and I was really surprised when I got it. So lovely elegant thing, really like it, really unique to me. Maybe there's been other stuff in the world, in the magic world, but not for me. So that's one good thing. The other good thing is the effect is marvelous, I think, or the effects. And there is a versatility to this, and there's also a lack of versatility in another way, which we'll get to in a minute. But the versatility is that, you know, we have a lot of different kind of things you can do with shadows, which is quite new, I think. You know, the shadow routines that have been out are, you know, obviously the classic shadow puppetry stuff, which is beautiful. But this sort of, there's 3 or 4 different kind of routines you can do with the shadows here with this thinking. There's something very magical and very nostalgic about shadows, isn't there? It takes us back to being a kid. I remember when I was a kid sort of looking at being able to do the thing and finding it, wow, I could sort of project something with my hands onto a wall. It's really, really lovely. And also we've got things like Peter Pan from our childhood if you're of a certain age, and actually that was way before I was a kid, but you know, I even watch it now, and there's that thing of playing with your shadow, you know, controlling a shadow, or the shadow being sort of autonomous to you and doing its own thing, which I think is really quite deeply magical. You've got the organic thing, that how could you manipulate something like that? I think there's a lot of really cool stuff going on subconsciously here, which I think that's why it captures people, and that's why Teller's routine captures people. It's almost like there's something on the wall moving itself. It's got its own life, which I think is really isn't to be underestimated. So everything is cool in that regard. The props are also well made. I did read somewhere that someone thought they weren't. I think they're really well made. I think they're going to last a very long time. You can't really break them. There's part of it that you might need to replace, but you can do that within 2 seconds and not have to rebuild anything. And and you get spares of that thing anyway. But don't worry about that. You're not going to have to. I mean, literally, it is super, super, super easy. There is a little bit of putting these together. You know, you need a screwdriver, you need a thing, and you do that, and that again takes a few seconds. There is even to me something off-putting about that. Sometimes I go, oh God, I've got to sit down and do DIY, and then you realise you've got to do DIY for about 60 seconds. So, you know, we're fine in that, and that's very good because that gives you the versatility of the trick. So in that respect, I absolutely love this. And do you know what? I showed 2 people that usually have a very apathetic response to my magic because they're very, very close to me. One of them being my daughter. I've talked about this at all. It's not because you see a lot and you want that honesty, really. So I said to my daughter, I said, just film this a minute. She's like, oh God, here we go. You know, and as she filmed it, she went, oh, you know, that is a good testimonial. You know, my 14-year-old daughter going, is the perfect, that means it's really good. Probably that's like 5-star Edinburgh reviews, all right? So that's good. And my partner saw it and went, whoa, and sort of laughed and was really surprised at it. So, and that was me doing it quite badly. I would have performance footage with this, but I couldn't get it because of the lack of versatility and because I haven't quite practiced it up yet. I've always got a choice to make. I can either get these reviews out while it's still a bit fresh, or I can wait a long time while everybody's sort of read the reviews and kind of forgotten about it and then do a review, which I think has its merits as well. But I do like to be a little bit current in some things because I'm not with most. So I haven't got some performance. I think there's a little bit of footage of me practicing it, which I may or may not put in, see what it looks like. But that isn't, it's not a difficult thing, all right? And that's another plus. I think this is an easy trick. It just takes a bit of play and getting used to and learning your own kind of rhythms with it, and you don't want to rush that. You can do this quite badly and still get a response from it, as I have done, but only with family members. But I'm kind of ready to take it out now. But it doesn't work in every situation, and that goes on to the challenges with this. And this is shadow, so obviously there's a lack of versatility. I said there was versatility before, but there's a lack of it also because obviously you need a certain situation. Now your phone provides the light, which is really, really cool. So you've got everything on you, but obviously you need a certain amount of darkness to be able to perform this. So it doesn't really work when you've got certain light. So when you're lit from the top, it's kind of difficult. You can do this on the floor as well, which is really good. You can do the card thing. He shows you the card thing on the floor. And by the way, the download's really thorough, really good. Loads of stuff in there and talks you through everything. So really, really solid stuff. And Tobias is a very watchable, likable guy as well. And if you see some of his work online, he's an artist from Berlin. It's just beautiful. So if he's got an eye for quality. So if you've seen his sunglasses trick, very, very stunning. His coin flip thing with the coin vanishing, I haven't looked into that deeply, but really good. So he's got an eye for this. He's not one of those people that's sort of sitting at home trying to work out how to make money for magicians. But going back to what I was saying, this isn't for every situation. I can imagine a few years ago when I was going clubbing as a kid, if I could go up to people that were sort of in a certain state of mind and do this, it would completely fry them, maybe quite dangerously. It is so trippy, it's so weird like that. So, but you aren't going to be able to take it to every close-up gig and do it. And I'm okay with that, because I've got enough in the close-up work. But if I can just get that little moment every now and then, look around and go, it's quite dark in here, and do that, honestly, you are going to create something very, very beautiful. There was something, yes, that was it. Sorry, I'll just look because I knew I was going to forget that. It canes your phone. Okay, this is something that you need to use the light of your phone on. Pretty much, you just need to. So there's going to be a certain amount of time that you've got, obviously, unless you've got charges and stuff like that. That you're going to have to be wary of. You know, I was doing it loads the other day in practice and I realised my phone actually overheated, but I'm not sure whether that was it's because it's quite an old phone as well, but I had to wait to do it again. But I think that might have been actually because it was being charged as well with a kind of hooky non-Apple cable, so it could have been that. But just thought I'd let you know. There is a phone case thing where it works better with a flip case. That's all. I think I can say that. And as soon as I got this, I bought a flip case from Amazon. You can use it with a borrowed phone. Certain parts of this you can do with any phone, but if you want to do the card thing with the appearing card, excuse me, you'd be better off with a flip case. So I bought one on Amazon Prime. It was £5. All right, you can even get them cheaper. It's not a great one. You don't need a brilliant one, but it just makes it easier. So I would very much suggest getting a flip case for your phone for doing this. But is there anything negative about it? I generally don't think there are. I could have done with more of these spare things I told you about, but that's fine. It's just that kind of lack of versatility, but I'm okay with that. And I don't think there's anything else I need to say. I think this is really, really special. I think it totally lives up to the hype. Just playing with it. I love playing with it, you know. And there is a versatility with this as well, which I thought of. It's kind of made me want to go back and learn hand shadows, because you could mix the two, and you could create something quite cool with this, you know, and great for stage work as well. You can make this quite big and work on stage, and I just think there's so much there. This is the beginning of something, I think. I mean, and Tobias talks about on the DVD that he sort of says I think he says something about keep an eye out for more stuff coming out. I think there will be more add-ons. There will be lots of stuff you can do with this, and it will be ripped off, and people will go somewhere else with it. But I really suggest, if with all that in mind, if you think you want something that you can only perform in certain situations to create that little bit of mystique, or you work on stage and you want to do something with that, it's great. It's falling. It's completely. Well, it's obviously not angle proof, is it? It's not angle proof because you're looking at a wall, but they're looking at a wall. That's what I'm saying. So they're not going to be looking at where the work's going on. So it's angle proof in that way. I don't think you've got to worry too much, and the flip case comes into that as well. That's all I'll say. But it's fairly easy. So there's my review of Silhouette. I would love to, as I always say, I'd love to know what you felt about this. I really suggest working with this. There is a moment where you get it where you kind of go, this is kind of fiddly, weird, and I suppose on the challenging side of it, you know, it's quite, because it is bitty, you're going to find a way of transporting it, which I haven't found before. I can imagine little bits of it are quite easy to lose. But I really suggest playing with it. I kind of got it and I couldn't really do it and I couldn't get it right. And then after about an hour, I started really enjoying myself and just turning the lights off. And then in your mind starts ticking, and it's like, and I'm not that good at, I'm not really good at coming up with new magic ideas unless I sit and really, really work at it. But straight away I'm going, oh, I could do that without it. So it's, there's so much potential here. So really, really lovely. And it's original, the big thing. And I know there's some shadow stuff out there. And of course, you know, it won't be original forever. The Omni deck was original at one point, wasn't it? And the guys in America won't use it as much, but in the UK it's used a hell of a lot. So originality isn't necessarily good, you know. I've seen original things that are apparently shocking, you know, respect for being original, but not that effective. This hits both, I think. It's very, very special, very cute, very quirky. And I'm really, really looking forward to taking this out and everybody thinking I'm very magical there because of what Tobias has provided us. So, it's about, I think it's about 65 quid, is it? 75 quid, something like that. But I think it's worth it if you're going to use it. Well made, it's going to last you a long time. And that's about it. So any comments would be lovely. Please like and subscribe. Please share. Please check out Card Magic course. And if you want to support this and allow me to put more time into it, just sign up for the course and you'll get something I think worth a hell of a lot more than £9.99. Any questions, let me know. Have a great one. Bye-bye.